U.S. malls have shaped the American shopping experience, and most of them have a similar layout, like this one. It includes a food court, popular clothing stores, and the most important part of any mall, anchor stores. This is where department stores like JCPenney, Macy's, and Sears once reigned supreme. But department stores are disappearing, and that's spelling trouble for the standard American mall.
Macy's has struggled to compete against smaller online competitors or rivals with smaller brick-and-mortar footprints.
Malls had a symbiotic relationship with their anchors. If the anchor closed, the mall's performance began to plummet.
It used to be that a lot of those anchor stores would draw people to the mall, and now if you walk through many malls, top malls, you see the lines are outside of different stores. Stores like Sephora or Lululemon, and some of the other stores like a Macy's that historically was the anchor of a mall, in some cases is struggling to get shoppers to walk through its doors beyond going through to get to the parking lot.
Department stores are struggling to keep up with the ever-changing taste and demand of younger consumers. But the slow death of department stores isn't killing all malls.
The ones that are closing or underperforming have lost their own way with the customer. So the brand is not working for one reason or another. So it's hardly impactful to us when you have an obsolete situation or brand close.
The death of the American mall has been a bit overblown. CoreSite research found that retail mall sales grew 11% in 2022 to nearly $819 billion. Some of these thriving malls have pivoted toward an experiential model, replacing department stores with grocery chains, casinos, gyms, ice skating rinks, and in some cases, even residential apartments. These new experiences and brands are recapturing Americans' need for retail therapy.
Obviously, in the aftermath of the pandemic, things were a bit more challenging for mall landlords. You have more store closures. Well, malls were closed for a period of time, and they suffered from a bit more store closures, occupancy loss.
Malls have bounced back to near pre-pandemic occupancy levels as customers sought out experiences following the COVID shutdown. Department stores haven't been as elastic.
For years, we've seen a lot of department stores that have anchored malls struggle to keep up with changing tastes. So a lot of their shoppers have grown older and they've had a harder time drawing in younger shoppers with trends and brands that they like.
Another headwind department stores face is the bifurcation of consumers. Americans can be increasingly divided into two groups: luxury shoppers and discount shoppers. Luxury shoppers are still flocking to higher-end malls called Class A malls, which have been able to ignore the red alarms of the mall retail apocalypse.
So certainly a more affluent consumer, and why that's obviously attractive to the tenants is pretty clear, right? You certainly want to be in those areas where the most amount of foot traffic, the most amount of income comes through your doors, which obviously is very important to retail sales.
The shrinking middle class is now also getting hit by persistent inflation, leaving them with a smaller discretionary retail budget. That's bad news for department stores. And strip malls generally anchored by discount retailers have been able to further siphon off traffic from department stores by attracting deal-hunting shoppers.
We've seen across the country the retailers that are opening the most new stores are ones like dollar stores, ones like off-price chains. And those are all, in some cases, taking a bite out of department stores, because if someone can get a dress or a pair of shoes that's of a similar brand that a department store carries for less, they may just go to TJ Maxx or they may go to Marshall's instead of going to Macy's. Department stores have been hit on all sides. They face competition that really cuts across the whole retail industry. On the one hand, they're losing market share to off-price names like TJ Maxx and Marshall's. On the other hand, they're facing more competition from Amazon and Shein and other players that are online. And they also are losing share to big box players like Target that are selling more throw pillows and towels and dresses and shoes. And all of those competitors have made department stores have to work harder and move faster to keep up and to hold on to customers.
Mall owners are shifting and optimizing these empty spaces left by empty anchor stores, easily freeing up tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of square footage.
It's great for the mall owner as we repurpose and transform what these shopping centers are, but it's really for the customer. Their journey has been amplified. They want to take a photo and they want to have their senses evoked. And I think that when we do our job right, we're providing all that. It's a great approach. You can see it. You can, smell maybe a great restaurant or a clean environment. You can taste great food. You can feel the fabric, and you can see other people. And so all those things, subconsciously, when you have a positive experience, those senses are being impacted in a positive way. And you're like, I like that place. I want to go there. We've seen tremendous benefit once we do get repositioning, re-tenanting open, and then that has exponential positive impact on your shopping center.
There has been good demand, and the landlords are taking advantage of some of that space to reposition their malls, to invest, to redevelop, and find fresh new concepts to drive customers to their malls, and in some cases have gone to the point of obviously a newer types of uses, like I mentioned, multifamily, in some cases retail, hotel, a little bit of office in some cases. We've also realized that the importance of omnichannel strategy, the retailers themselves, the importance of having obviously online presence, but also physical brick and mortar locations. Maybe not as many stores as you once felt you needed to have, but the role of having that omnichannel strategy, that 1 + 1 = more than 2.
The halo effect from retailers continues to shine on malls. American malls are generally outperforming other retail formats per square foot. In fact, about 13% of U.S. consumer dollars spent on retail goods and adjacent services were through malls in the first quarter of 2023, according to CoreSite research.
A lot of retailers are pretty muted about their outlook. They don't expect it to be a terrible year, but they don't expect it to be a great year either. Many of them anticipate it's another year of moderation when people are kind of coming back from a period of extremely high spending during the pandemic and also recovering from some normalized levels of pricing after a period of inflation.
Malls have proven to be resilient, but all malls aren't made the same, and many are still struggling to find profitability.
Those who are calling for the demise of the malls, that might have been premature, but stepping back, there are probably still too many malls in the country. There were, last by most estimates, around 1,000 malls a few years back.
Malls unable to shift to the new model are indeed closing. From 2017 to 2022, the number of malls in the U.S. declined almost 17% yearly, but it's not all doom and gloom, as more physical retail stores opened than closed in 2022, a first since 2016, according to research firm CoreSite.
When you look at a mall, absolutely, we're giving them the customer plethora of reasons to go to the center, and it might not just be to buy apparel. It could be to work out, it could be to work there, it could be to live there. So we look at it as live, work, play. I
miss going to the mall. I think we realize that there is an experiential element that the mall provides. Malls will continue to play a meaningful role in the retail picture.